In tonight's Pacific Storyland, it is game time with a group of veterans that's been meeting every month around the poker table for more than 5 decades. It is Catherine Cook and photographer Kurt Austin show us when it comes to their friendship, this band of brothers is playing for keeps.
At Orchard Hills Golf and Country Club in Washougal, this table is reserved.
I just know them as the poker guys that come in once a month, and I just love serving them and waiting on them.
Want any rand?
The stakes?
Quarter?
Very low.
That'd be perfect.
Pretty good low.
I won $2.
It's about bragging rights.
But these players
Quarter to you, Marvin.
are in deep.
Just want to say, hardly anything I'd rather do than play poker with these group.
At 94 years old,
Yeah.
Marvin Deering is the oldest member of the poker club and one of the newest.
I feel like I'm doing okay for 94.
He joined in the mid-90s. The club started back in 1968.
My math says that's 56 years.
Seems like only yesterday.
Bob Haley, the youngest here at 77, rounded up some buddies from high school, and the monthly poker game began.
If I have it straight.
Yo, bro!
In 56 years,
I wanna play.
the group hasn't changed much.
$10, sir.
Kid's got $87.
The kids they speak of
Pretty good.
is code for their favorite charities.
So Bob's the banker, huh? That's
Each year,
Yep.
a different club member picks one, to which they donate part of the group's winnings.
1, 2, 3,
Beyond that,
5, 6, 7.
expectations here are simple.
488 for the year.
No politics. We never talk politics. We keep the stakes low.
And there are plenty of cigar breaks and surface level chat.
Yes. Our group has been playing slightly longer than the Oregon Beach Bill has been in effect.
How is that relevant?
I don't know. You have to have footnotes, you know.
For the deeper stuff,
I'm sure there's a lot of great stories and a lot of history within the group of them.
you gotta dig a little.
And this is a true American hero.
There's the $2 bill
Stands for you too.
that Marvin, a retired Air Force major, carries in his wallet. A calling card of sorts for the U-2 spy plane he flew over Cuba during the Cuban Missile Crisis.
Launched from Cuba against any nation in the Western Hemisphere.
Marvin's mission, photograph what the Russians were doing on the ground before they could shoot him down.
They were sending MiGs up and shooting missiles, but they missed.
You talk about his stories of dogfighting MiGs over Cuba. I mean, because they were unarmed, and they just had to use their brains and know how to fly to get out of harm's way, and he did.
It's hard to believe, yeah. It was just a job for us.
Read his story. It's amazing. And these guys aren't too bad either.
Like Jim Kenny.
And I appreciate these guys.
He's been with the group since 1970. He joined after returning from Vietnam.
The first 30 years home from Vietnam, I couldn't talk about it to anybody. We weren't exactly heroes, as my grandkids seem to think I am. Oh, yeah.
This summer, Jim took his grandkids to Washington, D.C. They spent time at the Vietnam Veterans Memorial.
And I was just amazed as I was standing next to 3 statues, oh God, of these young men, looking at that wall, and found the name of my best friend from Lincoln High School. We joined the Marine Corps together.
Only Jim returned. His life spared when a bullet headed for his stomach lodged into his M14 magazine. He wrestles with all of it.
I took the GI Bill, I went to college, created my own life, and my friend didn't. My friend didn't.
Around this table, there is Army, Navy, and Marine Corps. There's Air Force, law enforcement, and allies.
This never leaves you.
There's brotherhood.
Yeah.
Alan, thank you for your service.
Next month, they'll all meet again. For the kids, of course.
All right, let's count the kids. Whoa, awesome.
This, it's just a game.
So we're blessed. We're blessed. We really are.
When the chips were really down, they lifted.
Love you too.
The shared history, the shared experiences
In Washougal,
are invaluable.
Catherine Cook, KGW News.
They're special guys, yeah.
I love that moment when he's like, how's that relevant? You know what? It all matters. Every detail. Thanks to all of them for their service, by the way. If you have an idea for Pacific Storyland, Catherine would love to know. You can send her a note at pacific-storyland@kgw.com. Great story, Catherine. Kurt.